Hola y bienvenido nuevamente a tu clase de español. Hello and welcome back to your Spanish class. And today, dear students, we are going to continue with the second conversation of the series that we began. We began with the first one entitled How to Introduce Yourself. This one is entitled Introducing a Friend, right? So we're going to practice the purpose of these conversations, this reading conversations. It's to help you improve your pronunciation in the language, and also to help you increase your vocabulary and reinforce, grammatical knowledge, and also to improve your fluency in the language. That is what communication skills is about. Is all these four things, vocabulary, grammar, the pronunciation, and fluency. So we are going to, the dynamics, if you saw the first one, we're going to continue here. We have the context of the conversation. We have the conversation. In this case, the context is, two friends that are at a cafeteria, right? Having some coffee. And there comes another friend. These two friends are Alex and Claire. And then Bob comes around, enters the place. Bob is known by Claire, is a friend of Claire, and they invite him, to join them. Let's see how the conversation develops. Okay, I'm going to read it for you and translate it, in a clear and slow way, so you can listen carefully and understand it. Then you can repeat after me, in order to practice, this conversation. Then I'm going to read it fluently for you to get, that fluency that you need, and to be very clear with the pronunciation. Of course, you will be able to understand. I'm going to translate everything. And, after that, we're going to go, as you know, in the first one I did it. I'm going to continue to do it. We're going to have a glossary, to precisely deal with the grammar, right? Some grammar thing quickly, but things that I consider are worth explaining, I put it here in this glossary. In every conversation that we upload, we're going to have this part, okay, that we're going to explain some of the terms that are contained in the conversation. So let's read the conversation. Pay close attention, please. First, let's read the context. I will read it in Spanish, then I'll translate it in English, all right? That's the way it's going to be. So let's see. So, introducing a friend, presentando a un amigo. Alex y Claire son compañeros de trabajo. Ellos están en su receso en la cafetería, right? Tomando un café. Bob, quien es amigo de Claire, llega al lugar y lo presenta a Alex. So, what does that mean? I'll translate it. Alex and Claire are co-workers. Co-workers, compañeros de trabajo, are co-workers. They are in the recess, in the break. They are in the break in the cafeteria, drinking a coffee. Bob, who is Claire's friend, right, arrives at the place, and she introduces him to Alex, right? Claire introduces Bob to Alex. That's what he says. Bob arrives at the place, and she introduces him to Alex. Lo presenta a Alex. Okay, that's the context. Now, listen to the conversation. I'm going to read it slowly and clearly. Okay, here we go. Claire, right? Hola, Bob. ¿Cómo estás? So, hello, Bob. How are you? Right? Hey, hola, Claire. ¿Cómo te sientes? Hey, hola, Claire. How do you feel? ¿Cómo te sientes? Claire, muy bien, gracias. No me puedo quejar. Very well, thanks. I can't complain, right? Very well, thanks, or thank you. I can't complain, no me puedo quejar. Alex, este es mi amigo Bob. Alex, this is my friend Bob. Él trabaja para otro departamento. He works for another department. Estudiamos en la misma universidad. We studied in the same university. Estudiamos. As you can see, we don't have the pronoun here, nosotros, we, because, it is tacit, it is implicit. We can do that in Spanish when we know the conjugation, the corresponding conjugation. This one, for example, estudiamos is the conjugation for we, nosotros, right? So we can omit the pronoun. It is totally correct in Spanish. We omit it, or we can include it. When we include it, it's called explicit, right? Explicit pronoun. Nosotros estudiamos en la misma universidad. But when it is not there, then it's implicit. You can omit it. Estudiamos en la misma universidad. But the pronoun is implied in here in the conjugation. Estudiamos. This is in the present simple, of course. So, estudiamos en la misma universidad. We study in the same university. Hola, Bob. ¿Qué tal? Hola, Bob. How do you do? This phrase, how do you do, is a phrase that we know is used when you meet somebody and you want to keep certain distance. You use ¿Qué tal? How do you do? Right? ¿Cómo te va? ¿Cómo te va? How are you doing? This is very common. ¿Cómo te va? Right? How are you doing? Me va muy bien. I'm doing very well. Me va muy bien. Estoy haciendo lo que me gusta hacer. Diseño gráfico. I am doing, and this is the present continuous, right? Estoy haciendo lo que me gusta hacer. Diseño gráfico. I am doing what I like to do. Graphic design. ¿Y tú qué haces? And you, what do you do? ¿Y tú qué haces? Alex. Claire y yo trabajamos en el departamento de finanzas. Claire y yo, right? Claire and I work in the finance department, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Claire y yo trabajamos en el departamento de finanzas. Claire and I work in the finance department. Estudié contabilidad. I studied accounting. Estudié. Again, here, we omit the pronoun. This is the past tense of the verb study. Yo estudié. You can omit the pronoun. Estudié, right? Contabilidad, accounting, right? Now, hey, Bob. This is Claire. Hey, Bob. ¿Te gustaría acompañarnos? Hey, Bob, would you like to join us? Acompañarnos. We know that in English we use join. Would you like to join us? But in Spanish, but join is unirse, all right? Unirse, juntarse, get together. But in Spanish, what we use is this, acompañarnos. We don't say, ¿te gustaría unirte a nosotros? ¿Te gustaría unirte? No, we don't say that. We say at a table, when you were in a social gathering, ¿te gustaría acompañarnos? Right? Like if you're going on a trip, ¿te gustaría acompañarnos? Would you like to join us? So this is te gustaría. This is would like, and I have it here in the glossary. Te gustaría, would like. But you see the reflexive here, right? Te. Me gustaría, with the verb like, we don't use the pronoun I. We use, the reflexive. Me gustaría, te gustaría, nos gustaría, Le gustaría, that he, she, le gustaría, nos gustaría, vosotros, os gustaría, ellos, ellas, o ustedes, les gustaría. So in here is the te gustaría, that's the second person singular in here. So would you like? Te gustaría, would you like, singular, right? Though in English, I know is you is singular or plural, but here, according to the context, is you singular, is Bob. ¿Te gustaría acompañarnos? No, gracias. No, thanks. Tengo que regresar al trabajo. I have to go back to work. Tengo que regresar al trabajo. Vine a comprar algo para llevar. I came to buy something to take, to go, right? That's what it says. And here we continue. Claire, bueno, te veo después, Bob. Well, see you later, Bob. Después, that means later, okay? Te veo después. It's an adverb of time. Te veo después, Bob. Okay, hasta luego. Okay, so long. See you later, right? Fue un placer conocerte, Alex. It was a pleasure to meet you, Alex. Fue un placer conocerte, Alex. Igual, says Alex, igual. Here you can also say igualmente, right? Igualmente. Podemos reunirnos en otro momento. We can meet at another moment, right? Podemos reunirnos en otro momento, right? Bob, sí, por supuesto. Yes, of course. Claire, nos vemos, Bob. Cuídate. See you around. See you around, Bob. Take care. Take care. Cuídate. Tú también, Claire. You too, Claire. Tú también, Claire. All right. Now let's go to the glossary, where we have certain terms that appear in the conversation. We have, for example, fue, that appears right here. Fue, right? Fue is the past tense of the verb ser, the verb to be, ser. But it's also the past tense, interestingly enough, the past tense of the verb ir, right? The past tense, the verb ir, go. So this verb is very irregular. So, in the past, I'm going to conjugate this verb for you. Yo fui. Tú fuiste. Usted fue. Usted, ella, él fue. Él, ella fue, right? Usted, él, ella fue. That's the one that is working here, right? Fue, the third person. So we don't use, the pronoun in there. It is implicit, I know that in English we say it was, but in Spanish we omit it. We say fue un placer. It was a pleasure, right? So, usted, él, ella fue, nosotros, nosotras, fuimos, vosotros, vosotras, fuisteis, ustedes, ellos y ellas fueron. So, that is the past tense of the verb ser, okay, which is the verb to be. But it's also the past tense of the verb, as I said, go, ir. Listen to the conjugation. Well, let me put in context the first one. Yo fui un profesor de matemáticas por 2 años. Yo fui, o ella fue. That's the verb to be. Ella fue. She was a math teacher for 2 years, right? O usted fue, right? So, verb to be, a ser, the past tense. But look, the past tense of go, the same past. Yo fui al cine. I went to the movies. Yo fui, tú fuiste, usted, él, ella fue, nosotros, nosotras fuimos, vosotros, 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 vosotras fuisteis, ustedes, ellos o ellas fueron. So this verb is very irregular. Okay, the same past for both verbs. I know that we have in the lesson number 5, right? We have the conjugation of the verb ser. I encourage you to go there and check that out, right? Now, look, we have here, te gustaría. Te gustaría. That appears right here. ¿Te gustaría acompañarnos? Would you like? ¿Te gustaría is the equivalent of the conditional. ¿Te gustaría? Would you like? Now, ¿te gustaría? Here we use the reflexive te, right? Me, te, se, nos, os. That's for the reflexive. Me gustaría, te gustaría, le gustaría, nos gustaría, os gustaría, les gustaría. So in this case, obviously, is the second person singular. Te gustaría is talking to Bob, right? So it's the second person, you. Would you like to join us? Te gustaría. So this is the ending, ría, R-I-A. To have that ending in every verb in Spanish, in English is would. In Spanish is iría, the conditional. Me gustaría, yo iría, yo compraría, right? That's would, the conditional. So would you like? Would you like? Would you like to go with us? ¿Te gustaría ir con nosotros? Now, the phrase, the question, I think it's idiomatic. It is idiomatic. ¿Qué tal? How do you do? How do you do? But we know that in English, we don't open the question mark. We only close it there. In Spanish, we have to open it and close it. Just like with the exclamation mark. Okay, so, ¿qué tal? How do you do? Right? And this one, por supuesto, of course. Por supuesto, of course. This is a phrase, right? It's like sure. It's a way to answer. Por supuesto. Now, poder. Poder can be a noun, but it can also be a verb. Like, I have the power. That's only an example, of course. Tengo el poder. But it's also an auxiliary verb. Yo puedo, right? Yo puedo ir. In this case, we saw it in here. Podemos, we can. Yo puedo, tú puedes. Usted, él, ella puede. Nosotros, nosotras podemos. Vosotros, vosotras podéis. Ustedes, ellos y ellas pueden. Entonces aquí, nosotros. Nosotros podemos reunirnos en otro momento. O sea, it's a verb, okay? But it's also a noun. So, very good. I hope that this second conversation has contributed to your learning process, right? That you have, the purpose of this is, as I said, I don't know if I said it, but communication skills deals with vocabulary, pronunciation, fluency, and grammar. And we're trying to do that with these conversations. So, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next conversation, conversation number 3. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe to it and give us a thumbs up, give us your comment, click there on the notification button so you can get notified every time we upload a new lesson. Thank you very much, and I will see you next class.